From JBS Studios in Greater New York, this is the JBS News Update with Teisha Bader.
I'm Teisha Bader with the JBS News Update for Monday, March the 10th, 2025. Israeli troops were searching for a Palestinian who threw a stone at an Israeli vehicle near Odala in Samaria, the West Bank today, lightly injuring a baby. The stone hit the windshield of the car, with glass hitting the 2-month-old, who was treated by medics in the area and did not require hospitalization. The IDF also said today that a number of terrorists were identified in the Sha'ia area in Gaza that were operating near IDF forces and attempting to plant explosives in the ground. The IDF said forces fired at them and a hit was detected. Saying additionally, in the Nuseirat area, 3 terrorists were identified there operating near IDF forces and attempting once again to plant explosives in the area. The IDF said an aircraft hit the terrorists and casualties were identified. Well, the U.S. Department of Justice, together with the Department of Health and Human Services and the Department of Education and the U.S. General Services Administration, announced on Friday the immediate cancellation of approximately $400 million in federal grants and contracts to Columbia University due to the school's continued inaction, it said, in the face of persistent harassment of Jewish students, saying this was the first round of action and additional cancellations are expected to follow. Secretary of Education Linda McMahon said since October the 7th, Jewish students have faced relentless violence, intimidation, and anti-Semitic harassment on their campuses, only to be ignored by those who are supposed to protect them. She said universities must comply with all federal anti-discrimination laws if they are going to receive federal funding. For too long, Columbia has abandoned that obligation to Jewish students studying on its campus. Today, we demonstrate to Columbia and other universities that we will not tolerate their appalling inaction any longer. And a leading Palestinian activist at the forefront of Columbia's anti-Israel, pro-Palestinian student protest movement, including the tent encampment last year, was arrested by federal immigration authorities Saturday night, who were reportedly executing a State Department order to revoke his student visa. The protests at Columbia have continued at the university and at its affiliate Barnard College, where we reported to you recently on several occasions masked activists took over campus buildings and distributed Hamas propaganda material. The Anti-Defamation League said in response to the arrest Saturday, "We firmly believe there should be swift and severe consequences for those who provide material support to foreign terrorist organizations, incite violence in support of terrorist activities, or conceal their identities in order to harass and intimidate Jewish individuals and institutions with impunity." The ADL added, obviously, any deportation action or revocation of a green card or visa must be undertaken in alignment with required due process protections, and said, "We also hope that this action serves as a deterrent to others who might consider breaking the law on college campuses or anywhere." Well, Israel has selected its song for this year's Eurovision, "New Day Will Rise," sung by Yuval Raphael, a survivor of the Nova Music Festival massacre on October the 7th. The song, written by Israeli singer-songwriter-composer Karen Peles, is in English, Hebrew, and French. Jewish American music executive Scooter Braun shared the video on social media, writing, "It's the spirit of Yuval and this song that is so inspiring. In the face of loss and pain and despair, she and her friends have chosen to rise again and dance again and love again. That," he said, "is the spirit of Nova. That is the spirit of the Israelis."
New day will rise. Everyone cries. Don't cry alone. Darkness will fade. All the pain will go by. But we will stay. Even if you say goodbye, a new day will
Taking a look now at our programming for tonight on JBS for Monday, March the 10th at 7 o'clock. FIDF Steve Weil is joined by Olga Deutsch, Vice President of NGO Monitor, who shares her expert insights on the funding behind hate, discussing how hundreds of millions in humanitarian aid are misused and how financial networks fuel antisemitism and extremism. At 8 o'clock, Abigail Pogrebin speaks with author Adam Mansbach, who discusses his book, The Golem of Brooklyn. At 8:30, legendary comedian Jerry Seinfeld discusses his experience of anti-Semitism and responds to him condemning Hamas and more with renowned journalist Bari Weiss. At 9, H. Alan Scott is on L'chaim. At 10, David Harris speaks with Arab peace activist and supporter of Israel, Loai al-Sharif. At 10:30, an encore of the news. And coming up next, it's Good Week, Israel. And that's the JBS News Update for Monday, March the 10th, 2025. I'm Teisha Bader. Am Yisrael Chai.